డెమో అయిపోయిన తర్వాత
Yeah, okay, I'll take care. So hello everyone, welcome to Salesforce OmniStudio demo. So before getting started, I would just like to know your industry experience and your experience with OmniStudio, if any. Just small intro kind of thing. Can anyone start?
Hello, Uttej, and hello all. Good morning. So, this is Akanksha. I'm from Hyderabad. I have 4 years of experience in finance and accounting. So, I just, yeah.
Okay, you have any experience with OmniStudio or just a beginner level?
No, I'm just a beginner level.
Okay. Thanks for adding that. And
Yeah.
can anyone go ahead next? I just wanted to understand your experience with OmniStudio.
Hi, good morning everyone. Myself Kumar. Currently I have 4 years of experience in Salesforce, working on Sales and Service Cloud, and planning to migrate to Velocity and Omnichannel. Therefore, I'm looking for the course. That is
Okay.
it.
Okay. Thank you, Kumar. Thank you. Anyone next? Okay, so I will consider. Go ahead. Someone came from mute. Unmute.
Hi, this is Sainath. I'm working as a Salesforce developer for over 3 years, and yeah, I'm new to OmniStudio.
Okay, thank you, Sainath. So I'll consider majority of the persons here are pretty much new with the OmniStudio. So what I will be covering from beginner level to the expert level. So that I will be covering. Let me share my screen. I hope my screen is visible. Can anyone confirm?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, thank you. So I'll start the demo. So if you have any questions, we will take at end of the session. Okay. So again, once again, welcome to OmniStudio demo. So we will understand a little bit the background of Velocity. Okay. So Velocity is founded in 2014. So when Velocity was founded, it is used to available as a managed package in the Salesforce from 2014. So as long as it came into existence, it won few awards in 2017, 18, and 19, and as industry cloud pioneer. So that can everyone go to mute? So it won a few awards. So that means industry recognized the importance of velocity. So that was understood by the Salesforce, and in 2020 Salesforce acquired the Velocity completely, and as a result what happened, Salesforce was able to add industry specific CRMs to its existing products. So what is industry specific CRMs? We will see that. And as I said, Salesforce is a managed package. It has some pre-built solutions for the Salesforce industries. For example, we have communication industry in Salesforce, media and entertainment, insurance. For example, if you are working in a project where insurance plays a major key role, so at that time, Velocity provides some pre-built functionalities or some pre-built options, objects which can be directly used in your insurance org, and similarly with other orgs. That means similarly with other Salesforce industries. So that will save lot of time while developing any customization or any development. That will save lot of time. So we will understand what is it in detail. Let me go to the next slide. So why OmniStudio? When I say Velocity or when I say OmniStudio, both are same. Consider both are same. So when Salesforce acquired Velocity, it recently changed its name to OmniStudio. So what OmniStudio will do is it provides a drag and drop based kind of tool that helps us as a developer without writing any code. I can build a great UI, I can build a great logic. That is for developers, and for business, they can see a great customized screen, great UI in other terms. So for example, if I want to build a screen in LWC, it will take a lot of time for me, and I need to know HTML, I need to know JavaScript, and I need to know some CSS. But when it comes to OmniStudio, I can build same UI without having any coding knowledge, just drag and drop basic tool. So by using that, I can build any UI very easily within less time. So that is the main advantage of OmniStudio. We will see some screenshots how OmniStudio development will happen, and on-demand tool. We are all here to learn OmniStudio. Why? Because it is on-demand tool, because of its uh, great functionalities, because of its uh, communication with LWC and Apex. It became on-demand tool. As I said, OmniStudio can communicate with LWC and Apex, and vice versa also, from Apex to OmniStudio, LWC to OmniStudio. And there are few components in OmniStudio like data raptors, integration procedures, flex cards, OmniScripts that can be reusable. For example, if I create one data raptor, that can be reusable in multiple OmniScripts. So that means I'm saving a lot of time here. When I say I'm saving a lot of time, so it is nothing but directly proportional to it will save resource for the organization. Resource for the organization means more profit to the organization. So that is the reason many of the companies are preferring OmniStudio. Let me go to next slide. Career paths. What career paths you have when you learn OmniStudio? So you can become OmniStudio developer. For example, I'm Salesforce developer, and along with Salesforce developer, I'm OmniStudio developer. So I will be having two career paths. And similarly, I can become OmniStudio consultant. Consultant means where I need to deal with clients to understand the business requirement, and that I need to communicate to the developer. So that also I can uh, be. And so when I said two more career paths, so that means more exposure in the market, that means chances of hiring is high, and that means pay will be more. When chances of hiring is high, obviously I'll get good pay. And certifications, as I said, I can be OmniStudio developer, I can do OmniStudio developer certification, I can be OmniStudio consultant, and for that I can do OmniStudio consultant certification. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. So this flex card, this is called flex card. This is built using OmniStudio. In OmniStudio, a specific tool called flex card. So what we built here, so I'm showing some user information or contact information here with some styling. The styling is here is font is little more bold, and pixels of the font is little more higher when compared to the other text. And similarly, we have fetched the total premiums. uh, this blue color box, we have fetched the weather, the current weather based on the local time. If you open the flex card today, it will show today's weather. If you open the flex card tomorrow, it will show tomorrow's weather. So how we are doing is we are integrating with an API, and from there we are fetching the current weather of the contact dynamically, and I'm showing it on the UI. And we have some buttons here. When I click on these buttons, I can view the information or I can update the information. And we have some icons where it says update address. When I click on update address, I can see a pop-up where I can update the address of this particular contact. And similarly, I can update the contact details and I can update the tags. So this we can place in the record page of the Salesforce. So now imagine if I want to build same card in the LWC, you need to design in HTML, you need to add some CSS for the colors, you need to write some logic for the buttons. So it will take at least 3 to 4 days. Now, what if I say I can build same thing hardly in 1 or 2 hours by using flex cards and data raptors? So that is the main advantage of the OmniStudio, why industry is preferring OmniStudio, why developers are moving towards OmniStudio. People who hate coding, people who don't want to code, but they want to build great UI, the only possible way is learning OmniStudio. And similarly, we have something called OmniScript. So what OmniScript will do is it can build multiple screens. Here you can see in the first image, I have one screen, and on clicking on next, I will be redirecting to next screen, and that too based on conditional basis. Would you like to file a claim? If I click yes and click on next, I will be redirecting to one screen. If I click no and if I click next, I will be redirecting to other screen. So everything is conditional based here, and this is the path where you can see the current screen where you are in. For example, here you are in your coverage screen, and when you click on next, you will be in the damage screen. So not only this, we can do a lot of things. This is just a sample image of the OmniScript. Let's go to the course content. So this is the course content I have. So I divided my course into different modules. So whatever the course content we are learning here, everything is based on project based and certification based. Let me go through each module. So in first module, what I am covering is we will learn what is OmniStudio, how OmniStudio works with Salesforce, and what are the futures and targeted industries. I said no, like there are multiple targeted industries where we can use in insurance package or in communication org. So that we will see irrespective of any industry, the basic structure of the OmniStudio is same. So in any industry, data raptors will be there. In any industry, flex cards will be there. Similarly, OmniScript's integration procedures. So the basic components are same. So we are going to learn that, and we will understand the architecture of the OmniStudio. And we just saw the certifications, what we can do. I can guide through the certifications. And there is something called JSON structure. JSON structure is a kind of prerequisite for the OmniScript. It is very easy. We can learn hardly in 5 to 10 minutes or 15 minutes. I will be covering that as well. And we will be learning OmniStudio components, what are the different types of components, and uh, how we can use it, and naming conventions. For example, if I want to create a data raptor, what is the best practice I need to follow when I want to name the data raptor, and similarly for all other components as well. So this is the introduction. In introduction, mostly theoretical except JSON structure. And from module 2, everything will be theoretical, and we will see technically. By opening the org, I'll create every data raptor and I'll show uh, in practical from module 2. So from module 2, 10 to 20% is theoretical and majority will be practical. So module 2 is data raptors, where I will be covering introduction, and after that there are different types of data raptors. We will learn what are the different types of data raptors, how to use it. I'll open the org, create each and every data raptor in by using multiple scenarios. Everything is a real-time scenario I'm showing. And there are something called formulas in data raptors, that also I will be covering. Securities in data raptor. Securities means field level security, how to uh, use field level security in the data raptor, and best practices obviously. And we have something called integration procedures. See, data raptors is nothing but it will deals with data. Integration procedures also it will deals with data, but there are multiple data processing steps. So that is the difference between data raptor and integration procedures. But I will tell you when you need to use a data raptor, when you need to use integration procedure, you need to know the difference actually. Then you can figure out when to use when. And data binding we can see, and there are many actions in the integration procedure. For example, email action. How can I send email action by using integration procedure? How can I post something in the chatter? How can I call an HTTP action? So these kind of many actions will be there. I'm covering every action in integration procedure. And there is something called conditional rendering, which is very important. So that also I will be covering. And obviously again, best practices. And in module 4, I have something called flex card. So I have shown in the screen, right? So this is the flex card. So we will be learning how to develop these kind of flex cards and how to fetch the data to the flex card. So there are some action elements in the flex cards, like fields, display, input, and how to display data by using various data sources. Various data sources like by using SQL query, by using data raptors, by using integration procedures, by using some custom JSON, by using some Apex class. How can we display data in flex cards? So we will be seeing that as well. And actions obviously we are covering, and best practices also we are covering in flex cards. And OmniScript, this is very, very important in our projects. This is the OmniScript. So we will see overview, and there are many actions in the OmniScript. So each and every action we are going to see how to use it, how to display some data, how to use some functions, how to use edit blocks. When user want to enter some information in the screen, how can I show that? How can I launch the OmniScript? And there are something called classic versus LWC OmniScript. Classic OmniScript is nothing but the old OmniScript. Now we got LWC OmniScripts. If you are working in the projects which have older version of the OmniScript, so you can work when you know what is difference between classic and LWC OmniScript. And debugging best practices. And there are few edge cases that also I will be covering. I didn't mention in the course content, like how to call an LWC component within the OmniScript, how to call Apex from LWC, and that LWC how can I use in OmniScript, and from Apex how can I call integration procedure. So that kind of binding I will be covering in module 5 along with OmniScript. And there is something called expression set and decision matrix. I will tell you little more about that in a while. So I will be covering expression sets and decision matrices here. And there are some additional content here. So we will see project orientation, uh, like real-time scenarios. As I am working professional, I know the real-time scenarios, so that I will bring it here by changing some modifications. I'll bring it here and we'll try to build the similar kind of functionalities in our sessions. And best practices, debugging, for example, debugging OmniScript, debugging flex cards. So that I will be covering. So here most of the things I will be covering when I am covering module itself. And common errors. So as we are working in our projects, there are some common errors which we are seeing day-to-day life. So when we know about that, it's easy to work when we had opportunity to work with OmniStudio. And MC multiple choice questions after every topic. For example, today I completed flex cards topics. So then I will be giving some questions. So 5 to 10 questions, which will be picked from certification or trailhead or some internet. So I will be providing some multiple choice questions after every topic and some practice exercises after every topic or in between every topic. So I can give you some practice exercises. And this is very important. We all need a training org for practice. So I will be guiding you how to create a training org, and we will be practicing in that training org in the entire session till we complete or after that also. And I will be providing documentation also. So this is the course
Sir,
content.
మీకు కోర్స్ కంటెంట్ పెట్టాను సార్, అది ఓపెన్ చేయండి సార్. మీకు వాట్సాప్ అందులో పెట్టాను.
Okay, so I'll use this from next time. Okay, so the same course content we have in VLR training website. The same course content we have. So introduction we have, data raptors we have same, flex cards, integration procedures, OmniScripts same, expression sets and decision matrices, additional content, everything is same. So everything I will be covering. If you have any questions regarding course content, we will take it in 5 minutes. Before that, I wanted to show you few articles. We all know Trailhead, right? Let me open Trailhead. So I am in Trailhead page. For example, I wanted to do some certification. Yeah, this one, certification. So what certification I will select Salesforce developer. So in Salesforce developer, what I will be having is, so these are the certifications available: JavaScript, Marketing Cloud, OmniScript developer. So this is our certification. And if you want to become consultant, here we have OmniStudio consultant. So our target is OmniStudio developer. So let me open that. So this is the certification exam guide. See, if you don't have any knowledge regarding the certification of the OmniStudio, I'll tell you there are 60 questions. Where they have mentioned, yeah. So they have 60 questions, out of which we need to score at least 67%. That means out of 60, I need to get 67%. That means I need to give correct answers for at least 40 questions if I want to pass this exam. So let me show you the exam outline. So this is nothing but we can consider it as syllabus for the exam. So in which the majority of the contribution is from OmniScript. 20% of the questions will come from OmniScript, and integrated troubleshooting and development 20%, flex cards 15%, integration procedures, data raptors, matrices. So our course content, as I said earlier, it is based on, or we will be covering, like to cover everything in this course content, as well as the real-time experiences which we are facing in our day-to-day life while we are working with OmniStudio. So I will be covering in both ways. So my course content or my way of teaching, where once you completed the training, where you can work with any OmniStudio component seamlessly, and also you can understand or you can complete the certification without any doubt. So this is what I wanted to tell you. So some expression sets and decision matrix, something which we won't use much in our projects, very rare case. If you attend some other demos, you will not seeing this one. The reason I included in our course content is, so this is important, at least in certification. That is the reason I added this one in our course content. So by this, we will be completing the entire content in certification and the entire content which we are going to use in our day-to-day life while working with OmniStudio. So this is regarding course content. Let me show two other links before going to the sessions. So I think we all know we are working with Salesforce, right? We all know Salesforce Ben website. This is very famous website. This is an article provided recently, posted on 26th July 2023, hardly a week ago. Let's see what this article saying is. So this article is all about the next step in your career. So we are working with Salesforce. What is our next step? So how can we climb the ladder in the Salesforce? So we will see that what they are suggesting. They are telling Salesforce Industries. We know we all have Salesforce Industries like communication cloud, media cloud, health cloud. There are a lot of industries. So right now, if you want to switch any company, there is 95 to 100% of chance where you will be working with any one of these industries, right? So let's see how to start learning according to this article. I'm not going line by line. I'll share this link if you want. You can read everything. So what they're saying is key skills required for Salesforce Industries. If you want to learn, if you want to work with Media Cloud, if you want to work with Health Cloud, if you want to work with Energy and Utilities, any Salesforce Industry Cloud you want to work with, the key skill is, we can see, OmniStudio. So when you learn OmniStudio, life becomes very easy when you are going to work with any cloud provided here. This key skill is OmniStudio. And let me go down. There's a lot of information. I'm not going to line by line. Let me go down. So what they're suggesting is learning pathway. So if you want to become an expert, if you want to hold some good package, what is the learning pathway? So first they are saying become an Salesforce literate. That means basics you need to learn in admin or development. So we all completed this one. So and what they are suggesting is learn SFI. SFI means Salesforce Industries business line. So we are in this stage right now, and to learn that we need to start with OmniStudio. Once you complete the OmniStudio, you can do some advanced courses or advanced topics in your industries based on your industry. If you want to work with a CPQ, you can do CPQ. If you want to work with some communication where you will deal with order management, that you will be doing. But before going that, you need to start with OmniStudio. The reason, as I said, to work with any cloud, you need to learn OmniStudio. That is the importance of OmniStudio. It's increasing day by day. And I have one last link. So this link, this was posted in 2021, approximately 2 years. Park Harris is on mission. Let's see who is Park Harris. Searching in Google. So Park Harris is CTO of the Salesforce, Chief Technology Officer. What he said is, just because it's possible to write code doesn't mean you should write code. That means there is possibility of writing code in LWC. That doesn't mean you should write code every time. Always prefer a low code environment. So what is low code environment here? OmniStudio. So by this, what we can understand is Salesforce itself is preferring the developers to not to write any code, build anything by using drag and drop, unless until there is some exceptional requirement. If there is some exceptional content or any requirement, then only you should write code. Otherwise, you'll always try to build any component within Salesforce or OmniStudio out of the box components, out of the box functionalities. So by these two links, we can understand why you need to learn OmniStudio if you want to sustain in Salesforce, or if you want to climb the ladder in the Salesforce. That is directly proportional to your pay. Chances of getting hiring is more. So by this, I completed my demo. If we have any questions, or if you want to see some flex cards or some OmniScript sample images little more, or if you want to show one data raptor how it will work, I can do that now. Yeah, let's take questions regarding course content or my way of teaching style. Any questions?
Hi, Uttej Garu.
Yeah, hi.
So this is Akanksha. So actually, my background is like completely finance side. So
Okay.
like we use the Salesforce for to get the customer data only. Customer agreements and all the things. So not using completely dashboards and all the things.
Okay.
So I was looking forward to step into the Salesforce. So how it will be like should then start from starting or
Okay, I got your question. So let me understand one thing. Do you have any knowledge in coding?
sorry, not at all.
Not at all, right? So to learn OmniStudio, so like there is no prerequisite. It's just a basic understanding of Salesforce is enough. That is not completely, just what is enough. Other than that, I will be covering the prerequisite for JSON structure that I will be covering in my course content. So that means without having any prior knowledge in Salesforce development, you can complete the OmniStudio and you can do the certification. And there are many companies where they are hiring especially for OmniStudio developer. So if you search in some LinkedIn, or they'll be posting some ads like need Salesforce OmniStudio developer, need Salesforce Velocity developer with 3 years experience, with 2 years experience. So that kind of ads you will be seeing. So that means, so there are many projects. So there is shortage of uh, OmniStudio or Velocity developers in the industry, because hardly only few people knows that, maybe 10% of them. There is a gap in the market that we need to capture. So how can we capture? We can complete the OmniStudio sessions, and we can do some certification if we want, and we can build our career based on OmniStudio. That will happen.
Okay, so yeah, got your point. So actually, like, what is important? Salesforce developer or Salesforce administrator or Salesforce CRM courses? Like, I have researched a few points. So many of people consider said as like Salesforce developer is good now. So, but I don't want to be a developer actually. It's like a consultant is I'm looking for a consultant actually. So what is
See,
good? What is good?
I'll tell you. Let me open one notepad. So in market, let's say there are 100 jobs. Okay, 5 to 10 jobs you will see in Salesforce admin. 5 to 10 jobs, and 90 to 95 jobs you will be seeing in Salesforce development. Okay, so by learning only Salesforce admin, you cannot survive in the industry. So companies nowadays are preferring. So previously, what's used to happen is companies used to hire Salesforce admin. Let's say in my team there are 10 people. There will be one Salesforce admin. There will be 3 Salesforce developers. So there will be 3 testers. There will be one BA. So that kind of structure we used to have. But companies shifted. They're not hiring only Salesforce admin. They're hiring people who know Salesforce admin and development. So Salesforce development, you can consider OmniStudio development also here. OmniStudio development also. So when you know OmniStudio development, you will be falling in 90 to 90% of the category, even if you don't know Apex coding or Salesforce coding also. So we are doing nothing but development, but without writing and code, without knowing any knowledge in the code, you will be called as a developer in the OmniStudio. That is the beauty of the OmniStudio. So for your question, you can start with OmniStudio without having any knowledge in Salesforce development side. And once you learn OmniStudio, you can become a developer or consultant as per your wish. There are openings for developer and consultant in the OmniStudio. Did I answer your question?
Yep. Thanks.
Yeah. Any more questions?
Hi, Uttej. So
Hi, Kumar.
continuation to Akanksha's question.
Okay.
So I was personally very attracted to the statement less coding
Yeah.
because we are not myself. I'm not from CSC background or any IT background. I started my career as a mechanical engineer and later on shifted to.
Yes.
But in future, when I see for my career growth, definitely JavaScript and all, these are very mandatory for understanding basic level coding and all. That's why I'm worried about hands-on in coding. So, you are talking about very less coding, right? So it will be like admin part or what do you mean? Because you are mentioning somewhere JSON also. So these are again related to some JavaScript, right?
No.
So I just want to know how they still look like.
I got your question. I'll show one example. Let me take one basic example. Yeah, let me take this. So JSON structure is very simple. So here you are seeing right. This is the JSON structure. Very easy to understand. So this is an array. If you're seeing something like square brackets, this is an array where we have different objects: object 1, object 2, object 3, object 4, object 5, object 6, object 7. So what first object is saying is color is red, value is this one. Second option is saying color is green, value is this one. So that simple JSON structure is, this is the sample JSON structure. So if you want to portray same thing in Salesforce, so how JSON structure will be looking means, so when I have flower braces, that means I created an object. Okay. So in account, we have something called name. Name is some Tesla. And we have something called industry. Software. And we have something called let's say account is active or not active, inactive. We have value we are taking as active. So that simple JSON is. So by seeing this one, you can understand my account name is Tesla, my industry is Salesforce, my account is active. So this is nowhere related to coding. This is not coding. JSON is nothing but anything which can understand in simple words I'm putting. It's a human readable structure, I can say. Okay. And you are worrying about no code, right? Let me show one data wrapper as example. I'll show later how we can go to this page. So let me create one data wrapper. I'll show you. So if I want to extract the data from an account, let's understand. Just add a step, select account. I'm not going in detail. I'm just giving some high level. See, without any code, I'm writing this one. And output what I'll do. I'll add some limit. So when I click on preview, you can see I fetched the data from my Salesforce org. Without, in general, if you want to fetch any data, you need to write SQL query, right? So here I didn't write anything. Within few seconds, I fetched the data of 5 records. 5 records of what? 5 records of account. So the first record says active. This is the account number. This is the annual revenue. This is billing city. So similarly, other records, right? So that simple JSON structure is. So we will be understanding how we can do. And you mentioned about less coding, right? OmniStudio is not less coding. It's almost no coding. I can say no coding. Without using any code, you can build this kind of screens also. This kind of screens, this kind of flex cards. No coding. We will use coding, but only on few particular scenarios where we have some exceptional requirement. For example, if client is not satisfied with the screen, he want to see this button little different. There are a lot of options we can configure the button, but he want to see something which is not there in OmniStudio. And at that time, we will use coding. We will override only this button with some LWC, and that is very odd case. If in your org Velocity or OmniStudio is using 99% of the functionality is developed by using out of the box functionalities of the OmniStudio only.
Okay.
You got my point?
Yeah.
You understood, right? How I created a data raptor to fetch the account details in few seconds. So that is the OmniStudio is. That is the reason it's booming.
Okay.
So now assume if I want to fetch same account data in JSON structure, if you have worked with integrations, you might know you need to create a wrapper class and you need to write an SQL query by adding some lists. Okay, and you need to assign each and every field to the wrapper class. So that will take 2 classes, and for that you need to write test class also. So 3 classes which will take 1 day, and you need to debug it. You need to check your code. You need to check review and everything. So you will be saving a lot of time.
Okay.
Yeah. And I believe I have some sample images. I'm not sure. Yeah. So everything, don't worry, everything we will be covering in and out from basic level we are covering.
Okay.
Any more questions?
Hi, Uttej.
Yeah, hi, Shiva.
Do we get any practice, like free practice or?
Yeah. As I said, Trailhead is
Okay.
providing how to
Okay.
create an org. So I will be guiding you to create org, which will give you lifetime access where you can create multiple orgs as well. So in the introduction section, I will be providing that practice org path where you can create that org and you can practice along with me. When I completed data raptors today, so I will be giving one exercise where you can practice that offline in the org. So
Because
that,
I had somewhere for velocity you have to pay something.
no, everything is free. That we will be taken care. Everything is free.
And I went through the whole content. And will you cover the order management or EPC?
Yeah, I'll come to that.
Or velocity CPQ there
See,
in
I think
one
you
of
are
the
working on communication org, right? If I'm correct.
no,
Which one?
it's only sales org, but I
Oh,
am interested in like previously worked on CPQ, sales or CPQ, but
yeah. You see order management in only CPQ, or now also you are seeing order management.
sorry.
So you said order management, right? Where
Yes.
did you see order management in previous project or the present
No, I
project?
didn't see it anywhere, but I'm just curious. Like,
See, I'll tell you. As I said, these are the industries available in Salesforce, right?
Okay.
Communication, media, health, energy. If you want to work with communication, let's say there is OmniStudio here, there is OmniStudio here, there is OmniStudio here, okay? Everywhere the basic structure of OmniScript is same, okay? What we have seen in course content, everything is same. Order management, where you will see in few orgs, for example, in CPQ, if you are working with CPQ, there you will see order management. Otherwise, you will not see order management.
Yes.
Correct? As I said earlier, we are covering the basic structure components. We are learning everything irrespective of any project you are placed in. You will be learning everything. So if I want to, as I said, let me go back to my slide. So these are the industries available, right? So in communication industry, let's say order management is there, and insurance, let's say there is something called data sets is there, and in health there is something called matrices is there. So each org has one specialization, right? So we can't learn everything. That is not needed, because if your project is on insurance, there is no need of learning what we say, there is no need of learning this one, order management, right? So what I will be covering is, irrespective of any project you are placed in, you can survive in that. Order management we are not covering. That will be helpful when you are working with CPQ only. If you are not working with CPQ, you will not use it anywhere.
Okay, like say I learned velocity from you, like, and I got placed in one of these projects, like anywhere. Then like say I am I placed in that insurance project. Do I need to so how will we move forward? Like do I need any new objects will be added to this same module?
As I
That I
said,
need to be.
I understand your question. Give me 1 minute. I'll give a little bit background here.
Like how much in the SF when there is one photo, right? Like we have to learn that. Like how much learning would be there?
This one you're saying?
Yeah, here from we will be with start with OmniStudio at this point. From this point to this, how much learning would be there? Like is
See,
it?
your what you need to do is you need to complete OmniStudio, okay?
Yeah,
And
I'll
and
complete it from you. That's okay.
yeah, what I'm trying to say is, once you completed OmniStudio, there is chance of placement in different projects.
Yeah.
Let's say you placed in one project, let's say insurance, 99% everything will be same what I covered in my course structure, okay? 99% I'm saying. And if you place in CPQ, 95% everything will be same. And one more additional is like order management, that also we are not sure that will be using in your company or not. So if you want to learn order management from one org and some other thing from other org, it will not work like that, right? You need to see, uh, Salesforce also did same thing. So
Yeah, they
what
explained from
90
the
by
course.
yeah,
Yeah,
by seeing this you can understand,
I got it.
99% irrespective of org you have placed in, you need to do same certification. Here also they are not including order management, you can observe here.
Yeah, I went through the whole demo and I got it, but I'm just asking if some if I placed in some other project, how much uh, ఇంకా ఎంత ఉంటది, ఇంకా ఎంత మనం చేయాల్సి ఉంటది? కొత్తగా జస్ట్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ యాడ్ అవుతాయా, లేకపోతే
Yeah,
ఈ
I
వెలాసిటీ
understood.
ఈ బేసిక్ తో మనకు సరిపోతుందా?
Yeah, by learning this everything will be sufficient. For example, if there is order management, so once you understand the OmniStudio course structure, you will understand that as well, okay? The reason I'm not covering is, to cover the order management, I need a specific licensed org where I need to cover it. So right now we are using only trailhead org, and there is 99% you will be working the components which I have covered or the components which trailhead certification is preferring. So for example, if you go to a specific project where they are using order management, what I am covering in my course content is more than enough. If you want to work with order management by understanding data raptors, data flow, integration procedures, data flow, OmniScript data flow, you will understand that as well. Order management is not, it is very easy where we will use in OmniScripts or flex cards. We are just managing the orders, that's it. That is not that much important right now. If you are placing in any project where they are using order management, that you can learn in half day or 1 day by understanding the basic structures of the OmniScript, that I can say.
And do you cover like at the end of the session, will you cover like deployments or testing?
Testing, we don't have automation testing for OmniStudio. We will have manual testing only. See, there is this, where is that? This one. See, there is something called additional content, right? So in the additional content, like the people in the sessions can request me, if you want to see some deployment, if you want to see some testing, I can add it in additional content. So I'm free for that. If you have any specific requirement of or any specific questions, I will be happy to add that content here in the module 7. So as you said, if you want, I can cover testing. That is very easy. Hardly you can understand in 5 to 10 minutes. And I will be covering deployment also.
And how many hours total?
If you speak about hours, it's like 25 to 30 hours. Maximum it will hit 30 hours. And we can extend the session based on your questions, based on your understanding speed. I will be happy to extend the sessions.
Thank you, Uttej.
Yeah, 30 hours means we are not covering on Saturday, Sunday. So for example, if we cover daily 1 hour, so that will be 30 days. So excluding week offs, it will become 45 days. Yeah. Any more questions? If you have any more personal questions or like based on your project, you can always reach out to me. I will guide you, and based on that, you can take a decision. Yes, please.
Hi, Uttej. As Salesforce, in Salesforce application, we can integrate with other systems, right? So,
Yes.
by the time, do we need the coding part where
No.
we need to? Okay. And how can we project like with OmniStudio directly?
I understand. Right now, you will not understand completely what I'm saying, but I'll show one scenario here. Let's say there is something called integration procedure. What you are asking is, let's say you want to integrate with some external system. So there is a lot of code involved, right? So that means you need to create some wrapper classes. Yeah, there is a lot of code involved basically, but there is something called HTTP action in integration procedure. You just need to drag it, and you can give some HTTP path, HTTP method, and any REST options. You can add header like this. If you have some experience with Postman, you can understand it. So you'll just fill the components here, and once you click on preview, it automatically hits that server, the API server, external server, and it will fetch the data automatically. I'll show this in the course also. We will hit an external server without writing a single piece of code.
Okay.
By using
generally,
HTTP action.
Generally there would be some queries where we need to, and also we will use this one REST or SOAP method, right? That is right. And also I have another question.
SOAP integration procedure will not support. Only REST it will support. That we can do without writing code.
Okay. And how about so as it is more about of UI, so when we come to end user perspective,
Okay.
so how much effective like it would be using for Einstein or any analytics licenses with Omni?
Can you recreate the question? I didn't understand it completely.
So regarding the UI, so
Okay.
mostly on the account page or something, we need to project us a few data like Einstein and or CRM analytics like that.
Okay,
So
understood.
how does Omni will support?
See, within OmniStudio, there are few components where we can show dashboards. And if you
Okay.
want to show some Einstein dashboards or analytics in the screen, that is separate topic where you can pull that into the OmniScript screen, and we can do that by or we can write some code also, that by that way also we can do that. But majority OmniStudio itself is providing dashboards where we can use the dashboards directly without taking any external application help. Everything is built in within OmniStudio.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how about will it support in both the classic as well as Lightning, or only the Lightning web component? Because the in your content it is mentioned as components, right? Which is similar to LWC components or something.
Classic means which
So
classic you are saying? Salesforce.
Salesforce Classic.
Okay, okay. Only Lightning.
Okay. Thanks, Uttej.
Yeah, thank you. And I think we are good. If you have any more questions specific to your project or your career path, you can contact VLR training faculty, and through them you can contact me. I'll guide you and I'll happy to help you.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we can end the session. Yeah. Thank you everyone. Thanks for joining.
And there is a
Yeah.
request from my end, so you can please forward this recording session so that we can forward to our friends who are unable.
Yeah, sure, sir. You can do that. You can do that. We'll talk. We'll talk separately. Yeah.
Okay, right.